And I'm here with my handsome husband, Deon. Say hi, babe.
What's up, y'all?
So you guys you guys probably recognize him from our Jamaica vlog that he was in. And so I think that vlog actually kind of got him more comfortable in front of the camera. So I convinced him to come, here and do a video with me. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You ready?
No, but let's go.
So we want to come to you guys really quick. Well, hopefully it's quick. But I wanted to kind of talk to you about our relationship.
I was just saying I was going
to do a video on our relationship. A few weeks ago on Instagram, I posted a picture. It was kind of cheesy, but it was pretty much a post about how excited I was that Deon and I were finally together after a year and a half. So if you guys have been following our YouTube channel and our vlog, if you know for a while, then you guys know that Alicia and I were both long distance from our guys. So I was here in Dallas and Deon was in Oklahoma finishing his master's degree, which I'm so proud of. But he was there and I was here. And in the post, I was talking about, how difficult it was being long distance, and not only being long distance, but how difficult it was being married and being long distance, and that was definitely a challenge. So I did the post and I got a lot of feedback. I was actually overwhelmed and so happy with the response that we got, because not only did we get a ton of likes, but we had so many comments. People were just inspired and people just really could relate to, what we had been through and what the post was all about. So kind of just come to you guys and talk to you about that. But first, before we get into that, we kind of want to just give you guys some background information about us and our relationship. I don't think that on our channel before, I don't think that we have actually talked about our whole history and our background, how we met, how long we've been together, when did we get married, and things like that. So, so you wanna go ahead and start it off?
So we met in 2009. She was a freshman, I was a sophomore. I thought I was really cool because I just crossed the burning sands of Kappa Alpha Psi. That's a whole other story, but I won't get started on that. So basically, we met on August 29th, 2009 at this little Red Room event center where
at a party, and he was there with his fraternity brothers, and he thought that he was cool. And
we were cool.
Okay.
But anyways, I thought I was being so extra.
He's always extra if you know him.
That's just my personality. That's what they call it. I don't get that.
Okay, anyways.
That's a whole nother topic too, whatever. So anyways, I saw over there with our friends and I walked past twice before I finally went over there because I was just like,
Okay, keep going.
Oh, she gonna keep interrupting me before I finish my story. So I walked past twice before I finally had some kind of interaction with her. So I asked her if she could please excuse herself from her friends.
I was there with my girls and y'all, he walked by. Okay, so this is me and I'm Deon. So he just sitting there dancing. Go on, baby, just dance. Come on, do something. So he's walking by and he does a double take. Cause he was, you did.
Oh,
everyone saw it.
I don't know.
Yes, he did. He did.
She always do that.
He did a double take. He walked by and looked at me, and then I looked away, and then looked right back, and then he was gave me the face, didn't you?
I don't remember that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And then from there, he pulled me aside and go ahead with the rest of your story.
Then it was downhill from there.
Downhill.
Uphill, downhill, uphill, downhill. We ride both of the sides of the hill. So
yeah.
Regardless of what you want to say. So that night, basically, what happened was we left. After we exchanged numbers that night, we left and I sent her a little text. It was like, oh, nice meeting you. Hope you make it home safe. That's it. Trying to smooth things over.
Trying to be smooth.
That initial first interaction where you get that 3-day wait for her to text you or you text her. I ain't about that life. I'm just like, oh, I know what I'm on.
We're straight to the point.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, so we met, so like you said, we met my freshman year, his sophomore year. We dated for 2.5 years and then got engaged in February of 2012.
Okay.
Right, yeah, so it's February of 2012. We got engaged. So we dated for 2.5 years, got engaged, and then we were engaged for 2 years, or just about 2 years, a year and 9 or 11 months, because we wanted to wait until I graduated. So we got married January of 2014. So that is our story, and we've been married for a little bit over a year and a half, and we are doing good, aren't we, babe?
Yeah, we're great.
So, you're so, okay, anyways. Okay, so that's our background story. So let maybe talk about why did we decide to go long distance? Like, what made us separate and decide to do the long distance thing?
Okay, so we decided to go long distance basically because we both have dreams and goals in which we want to accomplish. Going to let's say go get a master was never really what I wanted to do, was never really part of my plan or what I wanted to do at all. So when I received this like tuition waiver and stipend from OU, I was like, oh.
Which if you don't know what that means, it means a full ride.
Basically, except for fees. Except for fees or whatever like that. So we did that. I was like, okay, this is gonna help me get into medical school, so I'm gonna do this. And if you get a job in Dallas or in Oklahoma, we're gonna make it work because we like that money. Because we like that guys, you know. But anyway, that's basically the initiation to the beginning of us becoming long distance.
Right. So, like he said, he stayed in Oklahoma to finish his master's, and my last semester at OU, which is right before we got married, you know, I did the job search thing, and I looked for jobs in both Oklahoma and in Dallas, and I didn't quite find anything that I just loved that was in Oklahoma City or near, you know, or Norman.
As hard as
I did. Don't play.
But we'll say, okay.
Okay, so I did try to find, you know, some jobs in the Oklahoma City area, just so that way we could, you know, get married and I could move up there or stay there. We could both be together.
What?
But it didn't work out that way. I ended up getting a job offer that I really wanted in Dallas, and we talked about it, and Deon was like, you know, just go ahead and take it, blah, blah, blah. And I think at first we were both kind of nervous and hesitant about doing it, but you know, like you said, we both had goals and dreams, and neither one of us ever thought about asking the other to sacrifice their dreams and or their goals. So with him, I would have never had asked him to not do the master's or to transfer to another school like here in Dallas somewhere, and he would have never asked me to not take the job and to settle for something that was less than just because we can be together. And I think Deon and I, whenever we first started, we took on the mindset that it was all temporary. We took on the mindset that it was only a year and a half, it was only gonna be a year and a half, it was only a year and a half. And so whenever we thought of it that way, it kind of like made things easier because we knew at the end of the day, we were doing it all for a purpose, and it was only gonna be a short amount of time, right?
True.
Right. So that's how we separated. So he finished his master's and did the darn thing, and I was here working. And as you guys know, Alicia was down here with me too. So that kind of made things a little bit easier. I think all in all, it definitely worked out, and we definitely don't regret it. Do you, babe?
No,
not at all. So okay, tell them about what did we do to make it work?
Whew, we did a lot. So let's start out from the beginning. So what we did to just basically start on, well, what we did from the beginning is we like checkered weekends. So yeah. One weekend I'll go down, and then another weekend she would come up, and we would alternate weekends until if I had some big assignment due on Monday, and I'd be like, hey, go ahead and stay in Dallas, and we'll work it out from there, and I'll just come down there next weekend, or you can come up, but we're gonna have to keep it quiet because I need to study and get things done. You know, a lot of times things came up to where she had to do different things on a weekend, right, or I had to do different things on the
So we would like
so
skip,
we
you
would
know,
have to skip a weekend. Sometimes it would be 2 or 3 weeks before we actually seen each other again. But you know, to me, it's life. You know, you take it with you take life with the bruises and punches, and you just keep rolling. Like.
Right, but we did make it a priority that we saw each other. We would try our hardest to see each other every weekend. There were times where it got hard, you know, especially with, you know, like you have a long, hard week at work or at school or something, and all you want to do when you get off work is just go to sleep or just relax. But you can't, because you know that you have someone there that's waiting on you, that's looking forward to seeing you, and all they want to do is just see the smile on your face. So you kind of have to push through that and, you know, make the drive, or, you know, just what you have to do in order to make them happy. And that's one thing that, like I said, we made it a priority to see each other and to put each other first. And there were even times, and this is like one thing I love, like he would surprise me every once in a while, like even if it came down like a day early. That was like the greatest thing ever, just because you kind of get more time, you know.
That's true.
More time, and those are like the little things. I feel like whenever you're long distance, you're in a long distance relationship, it's the little things that matter. You know, it's little things like FaceTiming throughout the day. Like Deon and I, even though we're long distance, I think that we would talk like, what, like 10, 15 times a day, literally. Like we would just call each other just to say, hey babe, what you doing? Like just to hear his voice, I would call him, or he would call me just to kind of see what I'm doing, and just to hear my voice. And like
my coworkers at work would be like, your wife is calling again. Did you just speak to her like 10 minutes ago? And I'm like, yeah, but she must be extra bored at work today, so she's called at least 10 times before she gets off at 5.
Yeah, but you do the same thing too, don't try to play.
I didn't say I did.
And you do the same thing too, don't try to know. So, and it's like those kind of things, like just to know, just to let your partner know, hey, I'm thinking about you, hey, I love you, hey, I can't wait till I see you, hey, just so you know we can make it through this, and you know we can make it happen. And I think that's what's so important in making it work.
Yeah. Also, we did this like video messages and text.
Oh yes.
Every morning. Sometimes you get a video, sometimes you get a text message, sometimes you get a picture. It may be sexy, it may be funny, it may be cute and lovey-dovey. Just change it up, just keep it fun.
Yeah.
Just stay connected. Just knowing that at the end of the day that I'm working hard to get to this other person that's a part of me, basically.
Yeah.
That's really all we did. That security and love and goal-oriented mindset is basically what we kept through that 1.5 years of just long distance.
Yeah, like you said, we knew it was like there's like a finish line, and we could like almost see it. I will say the closer that it gets to the date, the harder it gets, because you know, like it's like right there, like it's like almost there, and it gets harder and harder. And there are also times like, and we're definitely not saying that it's easy, because there were times like literally there are like certain weeks where all I want to do is like come home to him and like just cuddle or like watch a movie or something, and like because I couldn't, like I would like get my feelings and like get emotional, and I'd start crying and I'd call him and stuff. Like those kind of days happen, but if you, like he said, if you stay connected and you guys are really doing what you can to make it work, and those days are rare and few. Like they're real short, and you know you can just call whoever and just, you know, say, babe, you know, I really miss you, blah blah da da da, and you know he'll say something to make it better, and you know that's what it is. Right, exactly. You have to just know that it's temporary. And then I think the last thing that we did to like really make it work is to make sure that the time that you guys actually spend together is good quality time. So whenever we're together on the weekends, we would almost always go on some kind of date. It doesn't have to be expensive, but just like it could be cheap, it could be, you know, get dressed up, but just like we would almost always go out on a date somewhere, and then we would always like do the things that we couldn't do like during the week. So every weekend we pretty much almost always like lay on the couch, cuddle, and like watch TV. Like that's like our thing to do. We love to do that. Well, you do
that's
too.
That's her thing to do. I'm just
okay. That is my thing to do.
I'm just a pillow. She just.
I know. And I like
position
it.
me the way she pleases.
Right, and I like it, and he gotta work with it. So, anyways, well, that's my thing. And because I couldn't do it during the week, I would make sure that on the weekends that, you know, we spent that kind of, you know, quality time where it was like just him and I, like just talking, literally just like talking about whatever, you know, catching up on something that we may or may not have talked about during the week, which is very rare to talk about everything, but
this is true.
You know, and it's making sure that you guys really are spending time with each other, because, you know, in a couple days, you're gonna have to separate again. Just one huge tip that I think that we can give for people that are in our similar situation is definitely communication. I think communication is like, communication is important in marriages, period, but for long distance and being apart from your mate, I think communication is literally the key to everything. Don't you think so?
I think so.
Why do you think that?
I think so because basically you need to know what that person is thinking, how the person is feeling, and what to do to fix or to help soothe the situation or whatever she's going through at that moment, or he's going through at that moment. You know, we tend to like block everything off and like, oh, we're fine, but in the back of our mind or in our head, we're missing you just as much as you're missing us.
Right. And aside from that, even whenever you're in a long distance relationship, you can't see, you know, of course, like you can't visually see your spouse or your mate or whoever. And whenever you're talking or you're communicating on the phone, you can't see their expressions. You can't see, you know, how they react. You can't see their whole demeanor. So whenever you're talking, you have to learn how to verbally state exactly what you feel concisely. I don't know if that makes sense, but because, okay, so like for example, if Deon and I were on the phone and I was telling him how I am upset that he did such and such, you know, I can't communicate with him the same way that I would in person, because in person I can see, like, if I'm saying something that's like hurting his feelings, or like if it's like making him upset or something, I can see it. But on the phone, you can't visually see it, so you have to learn how to say exactly what you mean, but in a way that you know your partner will receive it.
Yeah.
Does that I don't know. I hope that's making sense, but it's so important, and you really learn a lot about how you guys communicate, how you guys can get through certain situations, and how you guys just handle and resolve situations.
So basically the point of this video is that we wanted to stress to you guys that you never have to put your dreams on hold for the person you love. Just make it work, figure it out.
Right.
Overcome the obstacles and move forward.
Right. There's always a way to make it happen. And we're not saying don't reach towards your goals together. That's absolutely not what we're saying. Like Deon and I, we have two completely different goals, but we're definitely like striving together. Like he's my support system, I'm his support system, and we're working together to get it done. But it doesn't necessarily have to be in the same location, if that makes sense. I know I've had a million friends tell me, oh, Kyra, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it if I were you. And I always tell them, yes, you could. Like, well, I hope that you could. You know, if your husband were, for example, if you had a bomb job, like, you know, you were progressing and blah, 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 and you couldn't transfer, you know, to another state for another year and a half or 2 years, and your husband, you know, gets the dream offer of his life, you know, and it's in another state, would you tell your husband, no, you can't do that, I want you to stay here? No. Would he tell me, no, don't take your offer because, you know, I want you with me? Absolutely not. I just feel like that's not what love is about. I feel like love is supporting each other, pushing each other to be their absolute best, and working together to figure it out, and to just to do what you want to do. Like,
I basically think that you're never going to be able to get 50-50, because That is a lot. I don't know.
That's what we say that all the time.
That's a lot. Marriage is not
50-50.
Like dating is not even 50-50. So basically you just have to know when to give a little, take a little.
Yeah.
And sometimes you do have to compromise on certain situations, but you should never have to compromise on your dream. Like,
exactly.
You can sacrifice a little now to get to the bigger picture later. That's just point blank period.
I feel like if we can make it through, then
anybody
can do it, you know. Hopefully this video helped, you know, anyone out there that is in a similar situation or is thinking about or debating, you know, going into a similar situation. Just know, you know, that you can do it. Trust me, you guys can do it. You guys can put your head.
You can do it.
You put your head to it, you can do it. And, you know, if you guys don't know, we're spiritual people, so we definitely keep God as the forefront in our marriage. And, you know, if you put him first, you can definitely make it.
You can conquer all things.
Conquer all things through Christ.
Mountain to move.
Woo. Yes, you can do it. Trust me. So, like I said, I hope this video helped just someone out there. According to our post, it definitely did, and hope that it inspires, you know, people to think differently about, you know, what the ideal, you know, marriage is. And yeah, exactly. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and we will see you guys. Well, I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully he'll be here sometime soon. Ain't that right, baby?
Probably not.
But hopefully he'll make another video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye, guys.